To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. Dr. Seuss. This powerful quote by a world-famous author inspired the artifact that I have created. It is a classroom poster that promotes inclusive education in the classroom. As you can see, in the center is an illustration of the world that has puzzle pieces surrounding it. Each puzzle piece represents a student in the class. Each is unique by highlighting their own interests both in and out of the classroom environment. In the center of the world are the classroom goals for the year, which were created through group discussion and inclusion in the classroom and through our own expectations. The finished product is the artifact that is hung on the wall to remind students that we need all the pieces to the puzzle to achieve the classroom goals. It can constantly be referred back to throughout the year. For example, if the class has a lack of respect for their peers, remove some of the puzzle pieces and highlight the importance of each individual's behaviour and how it affects the class puzzle. With pieces missing, we are unable to achieve our class goals. This artifact was designed to highlight an element of inclusive education. It was done by the focus of inclusion of all children in the learning environment, establishing the classroom as a democratic learning community. Kelly and Lyons stated, "Successful schools develop, nurture, and promote the values, knowledge, understanding, and skills which underpin and facilitate successful inclusion." This artifact is promoting inclusion in the classroom as a visual representation to the children that they are all an integral part in the classroom environment. Applying McKay's lecture on transformability to the artifact, it aims to nurture collaboration and cooperation in the classroom through behavioural management and explicit teaching. Hart, Drummond, and McIntyre believe that an element of transformability is to enable each individual to realise his or her given potential. This element is reflected in each puzzle piece that highlights their preferred learning areas. If the students contribute to the artifact, it creates a sense of belonging, which is reflected in McKay's lecture, Developing Classroom Climate. Belonging and competence are contributing factors to this inclusive classroom climate. Belonging comes from the teacher's approach to including and valuing each student in the classroom, specifically by showing interest. The poster focuses on the importance of each student and their importance within the classroom community, represented through the puzzle pieces. Competence forms from high expectations from teacher and student. The goals that are on the poster promote high behavioural expectations, as well as the expectation that everyone will be valued and included. If we were to look further into the artifact and its promotion of inclusive education in the classroom, we can begin to look at the Australian legislation that supports it. Through the explicit teaching of inclusion and diversity in the classroom, by referring to the poster, we begin to look at the Disability Standards for Education 2005. Their objectives are to promote recognition and acceptance within the community of the principle that persons with disabilities have the same fundamental rights as the rest of the community. The artifact also aligns with the Melbourne Declaration, which promotes educational goals for young Australians. The first goal specifically relates to the artifact, being that it promotes equity and excellence. It states more clearly that the expectation of this goal is to ensure that schooling contributes to a socially cohesive society that respects and appreciates cultural, social, and religious diversity. The individual puzzle pieces represent the appreciation of diversity in the classroom. Each piece is unique in regards to shape, colour, and decorations. The decorations of the puzzle pieces also give the teacher an indication of the student's interests, which reflect the Australian teaching standards. Standard 1 requires teachers to know their students and how they learn. This artifact will help to determine parts of the student's interests. Standard 4.1 applies more specifically to the artifact by supporting student participation. The artifact was designed to include and value every student. As already mentioned, each puzzle piece is integral to the overall picture. Let's 2013 suggests the teachers critically reflect upon their practices and resources as it signals from the larger picture is becoming considered and analysed. To critically reflect upon this artifact that I have created, I have come to the conclusion that it will be considered an activity with the decorating of the puzzle pieces. However, this part of the artifact makes it more personal to the classroom, giving the students a sense of ownership. It is the final product that is hung in the classroom wall that is considered the artifact. The artifact aims to highlight the importance and value of each individual within the classroom community. To conclude, here is a quote from Desmond Tutu that reflects the artifact and the theories of inclusive education.